Hey dudes, and welcome to the Leftover Culture Review. Welcome to another incredibly special Christmas episode. Thank you so much for making the time to be here, because this episode was actually a real pain to put together. I love this time of year, so around this time every year I sneak into my mum's bedroom, go through the wardrobe and find a present to check out right here on this channel. And this year it was harder. I think she's getting better at hiding her presents, like she has had over 30 years of practice. But I was over at my best friend Nathan's house and I was going through his parents' cupboard, because you never know what you're gonna find, right? And I found these gifts and I swear they were probably for me. So I've actually got them right here with me underneath the Christmas tree. And I thought it'd be a good idea to check them out here, live on the Leftover Culture Review. Well, obviously not live because this is a recording, but come on, let's go, let's do it. Whoa, here we go. So, in Nathan's mum's cupboard, I found two presents that I'm 99% sure were for me. There's this tiny little box, which is pretty light, and a much bigger, heftier box. I've got a really good feeling that this is going to be something incredible. So, without further ado, Merry Christmas, boys and girls. We are looking at... Oh, it's orange. Oh, yeah. This is a Japanese Sega Dreamcast. Man, this is fantastic. It's obviously been used, but it looks like it's in pretty good condition. And there's a guy's face, like, all over it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this box is incredible. So this guy here is the senior managing director for Sega around the time that the Dreamcast came out. And he was in, like, advertisements, TV commercials. His face was everywhere used to sell the Sega Dreamcast. And, I mean, it's a great face. Hold on. I should probably say his name was Hidekazu Yukawa? I'm going to put that text up on the screen in case I've butchered the pronunciation terribly. But yeah, the Sega Dreamcast, absolutely incredible system from Sega. So let's have a look to see what's inside a box for the Sega Dreamcast. Oh, so one thing that I absolutely love about getting a boxed system like this is obviously you got some pack-in software. So this is called Dream Passport 3. It helps you connect your Sega Saturn to the internet. Not super helpful anymore, but I do really love the way this whole software program looks. Like, it's got a fantastic, cute aesthetic to it. The music's funky. Like, it captures that era, I think. And along with Dream Passport 3, I've got manuals here for Dream Passport and Dream Passport 3. So these have got like some really funky, fantastic illustrations in them. I love this one with a girl playing the Sega Dreamcast, and what's being blocked here is nudity, maybe angry pets, guns and violence. So they had some safety protection in place to keep, players safe when using the internet. So these booklets are fantastic. I do love the illustrations, and I love how they've like bundled this up to make getting onto the internet as easy as possible for Dreamcast users right here in Japan. We also have a bit more paperwork. Let's have a quick look at it now. This looks like it might be a FAQ sheet, all written in Japanese, which I cannot read, but I do have a fun time looking at all the fun pictures. Oh, we also have like do's and don'ts with your console. So don't rest it on the side of a wobbly table. Don't stand on it. Don't try and kick the cords. Don't let babies play with it. And careful when you're plugging it into electrical sockets. Oh, and because this was like one of the first systems that really pushed online play and made it as easy as possible for players to get online, we also have like a little pack-in manual for all the different video game websites you can check out using your Sega Dreamcast, including like SNK, NX, Konami, they're all in here. All in Japanese as well, as you would probably expect. But yeah, the booklets, the pamphlets, the sticker sheets, there is some really cool stuff right here that came with a Sega Dreamcast. Not to mention the console itself. So it looks like Santa is bringing me a Japanese Sega Dreamcast console in a slightly used condition, but still fully operational. The Dreamcast will take you to a brand new world. More than just a TV game, a new level of entertainment awaits you. Strong praise. I absolutely love the Dreamcast system, and I've already got like a PAL version of it, but having the Japanese one just means that I can play those Japanese games a lot more easily without having to use like a region-specific disc. It also looks like it's in much better condition than my Australian system. And of course, with a new system, you get some accessories, like a controller. Whoopsie. Yeah, so it's like, this controller pretty much looks brand new in the bag. Absolutely love the Dreamcast controller. For anyone who's a big fan of different controllers, and I've used a whole bunch of different types of controllers right here on the channel, but it's very similar to the Sega Saturn 3D controller that came out specifically to play, you know, Nights into Dreams, but a whole bunch of other games supported it. I just love the feel and the size of that controller, and the Dreamcast controller very closely resembles it. What is cool though is that on the Dreamcast controller, and you dudes probably already know this because you're switched on smart and intelligent, but you've got that little window where you can plug in a rumble pack. You can also plug in a Sega Dreamcast VMU. So this system came with a VMU of its very own. Essentially, this isn't just a memory card, but it does so much more cool stuff. When you plug it into your controller, there are a whole bunch of different games that use that little LCD display to show you like in-game information, your life, your different items you might have, your ammunition count, D2, which is a horror survival game based out in the Canadian wilderness around Christmas time. It actually gives you like a little compass so you can navigate the stages a little bit more easily. And then games like Sniper Scope, they actually give you the Sniper Scope inside the VMU. So you can look at your controller and it acts as the scope on your sniper rifle. So there were some games that made incredible use of that VMU screen, and there were some games like Sonic Adventure that let you load mini games onto your VMU to play on the go. So you could actually take this with you, and for Sonic Adventure, it gave you like a little Chow Adventure Tamagotchi style mini game where you could raise your Chow like in the Sonic Adventure game, transfer them to a VMU, continue looking after them before plugging it back in and racing and doing different activities with your Chow. You've also got games like Zombie Revenge, which was a fantastic, well, I don't know if it's fantastic. It's a 3D beat 'em up game, and I had a lot of fun with it, but it came complete with a whole bunch of different mini games that you could play on your VMU, including Zombie Fishing, which is kind of weird and out there, but a whole lot of fun. So the Dreamcast VMU, the Dreamcast controller, I just absolutely love this system and this entire bundle. Really excited that Santa got it for me for Christmas. Thank you, Santa. Like I said, I don't read or know any Japanese, but I'm certainly not going to start learning now. But this is really cool. So the Sega Dreamcast is a system that I absolutely adore. I didn't realize Santa knew I wanted another one, but I still remember being a much younger bruiser and going to the Ekka. So it's the Royal Exhibition here in Queensland, and they had a Dreamcast show bag one year, and I remember just how badly I wanted to get that show bag, how much I wanted to support Sega. My parents ended up buying a PlayStation 2 instead. I mean, logically, it makes more sense because Sony are still doing really well with their consoles. But yeah, the Sega Dreamcast, it means a lot to me. So that is really cool. And it's going to be really hard to follow up with anything better than that. So I guess let's see what Santa's got in store for me this time. Oh, okay. Apparently, I have been a very good bruiser this year. Shenmue. So, Shenmue for the Dreamcast, the original Japanese version for my Japanese system. It's a shame that, yeah, like I said, I don't really know how to speak Japanese, but Shenmue is a game that I've touched on already here on the channel. I've reviewed Shenmue 2, and I had a great time with that game. And I remember saying in that review that there was no way I was going to go back and play the first Shenmue game. I changed my mind, essentially. So just this year, I actually played Shenmue 1 and 2 on the Xbox One. There was like a re-release, a remastering, and I absolutely got into Shenmue. I absolutely loved it. It was a fantastic game, and I thought the first game really, like, the story was much more condensed, everything felt much more driven. I really appreciated what the first game did, whereas the second game, it tried to do so much more, and I don't think it did it all as well as Shenmue that felt so much more focused. So, absolutely love the Shenmue games. Still haven't played number 3. Number 2 started getting a little bit sort of mythical towards the end, and I just didn't have the drive to carry through and play the third game after that sort of ending. But Shenmue 1 was an absolute standout. And I think for the Dreamcast, this was the game that really proved what the Dreamcast was capable of, what we could expect with this next generation of gaming. This wasn't like a cheap game to produce at the time. It was supposed to be like a massive smash for Sega and really push gaming to that next limit. And I just really appreciate the fact that playing Shenmue, it doesn't cater to the gamer. It doesn't make things extra easy. It makes you wait, it makes you take your time, and it makes you really try and think and use your brain. So I really appreciated what they were able to do with Shenmue, and being able to check it out on the original Dreamcast as it was intended is an incredible treat for me this Christmas. So another cool little fact about Shenmue is that when the Dreamcast was released, there was a demo for Shenmue called What is Shenmue? And instead of just being a demonstration of the game, they took that engine and they inserted Mr. Sega himself. Again, I'm going to butcher the pronunciation if I try, but the guy from the front of the box of the Dreamcast actually shows up in the game. So that was a really cool little demo disc showing people what they could expect from Shenmue, but doing it with a bit of humor as well, which I really appreciate. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me for this Christmas episode. I really love this time of year. Like, it means a whole lot to me, and the fact that you guys are tuning in and spending your time here, that means a hell of a lot to me too. So thank you. Stay safe this Christmas, and thank you for tuning in and checking out, these videos where I basically sit down and talk about stuff that I absolutely love. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you, and I will catch you guys next time for some more leftover culture. Cheers, guys.